Let's put it this way. There's two ways of doing this now. This is taking the place of the impression you receive as a surgeon. You put a blob of plaster in the centre and you tap it down. And you tap it down so you see the plaster going into the teeth individually, like so. And you make it so that any bubble that's in there will come to the surface, like so. You do the same again. You'll notice this is getting thicker, but that's all right. You've got your basis in there already. When you've got to that stage, you can then just literally tap it down a la. So the whole mold is cleared. Now then, another way of doing this, water has taken in all the dry plaster up. So I am going to put just a little more plaster in, like that, and start again the mixing. Okay, right, here we go. We are mixing against the side of the bowl. Your air bubbles are on the side here, look. They're all coming up to the top because you're literally pulling them up out of the plaster. And when you find that there are none coming up, that is when we transfer this into your impression. And this is the other way that you can do it. You'd still put a blob on there, quite a biggish one this time, not as finite as the other, and you bang it in like that. See that? And there, bang it in. But what you do, you put all that back in there, literally, so that all you've got is a skin on the surface, like that. Then you know that that skin will have no bubbles in it. And then you can put the rest of your plaster in carefully. Just tap it, going onto plaster instead of onto air. See it going down there? Right. Then from this stage on, whichever method you use, see the way I'm making it flow around the sides? Then we put our bulk here. Now we make this domed, like that. Why? Because you're going to put a blob of plaster onto the bench, which is flat. If it's domed, the dome will fit onto there and disperse flat. If you leave a space like that, you've got an open surface of plaster. Put it onto that, and what are you doing? You're turning air onto that. So you're going to have air between your base plaster and your plaster in the impression. So always remember to have a dome which will disperse as you press it down. You make a blob of plaster, and I think I'm only just about going to have enough here, but we can see. Put your ball on one side incidentally. Shape this to roughly the shape that you're going to have the muzzle. Remember, the anterior teeth were there, the curves there. You turn this over, your impression like that, and you press that down till it's pretty well level, leaving a space of, in old measurements, half or just over half an inch over there. This is difficult because with an impression you've got a surface on which to guide your knife. Here I just have to press it up like that. I will guarantee to you that the method we have just used, they will know there'll be no air bubbles on the surface of that plaster. The next important stage, of course, is not to leave your board like that. Okay, if you wanted to, you could, as long as you remember it's there. That will set, as does that, and then when it's hard, you can crack it into your bin. Otherwise, you've got to do this scraping of every little bit of plaster, because you should not be leaving a dirty bowl for the next person to have to clean it out after what you've been doing.